It still bugs me when they call me Billy, but I don't say much. I don't say anything, really. I'm not Billy.
Imagine being charged with a series of unspeakable crimes, only to discover that you had no control over your actions because other personalities within you were responsible. That's the chilling reality of Billy Milligan, a man whose groundbreaking case changed the way we view mental disorders and criminal responsibility forever. So buckle up as we unravel the mind-bending story of a man with 24 distinct personalities. Yes, you heard that right, 24. That led to a legal battle unlike any other. Keep watching to unveil the shocking twists and turns that will leave you questioning the very nature of identity and guilt. In October 1977, the lives of 3 Ohio State University students were changed forever when they were kidnapped, robbed, and sexually abused. The man behind these horrifying crimes was 22-year-old Billy Milligan, but he claims he didn't commit these crimes. Instead, he blamed 2 alternate personalities, Reagan and Adelana. The case gained widespread media attention at the time, and many people were fascinated by the concept of multiple personality disorder. Although, just like some of you, people back then were suspicious of these kind of claims too, and rightfully so. Milligan's case was seen as a real-life example of the condition, which added to its notoriety. More psychiatric evaluations uncovered 8 more personalities, leading to Milligan being found not guilty by reason of insanity due to multiple personality disorder, now known as dissociative identity disorder, or DID. This landmark trial was the first of its kind, and many of those around to witness it said it was nothing short of mind-blowing. Netflix docuseries Monsters Inside, The 24 Faces of Billy Milligan, takes us on a wild ride through Milligan's life, from his abusive childhood to his years in psychiatric hospitals, escape, capture, and eventual release. During the trial, 9 mental health professionals diagnosed Milligan with multiple personality disorder. This diagnosis was, of course, controversial, with some experts suggesting that his symptoms were not genuine. However, the fact that 9 mental health professionals agreed on the diagnosis was a significant factor in his acquittal. Milligan's defense team also presented evidence of his psychiatric history, dissociative tendencies, and traumatic upbringing, ultimately leading to the historic not guilty verdict. This story doesn't end here. It gets even weirder. If you're wondering about what each personality was like, sit tight. We're going to tell you all about them. The 24 personalities within Milligan were categorized into 3 groups: the undesirables, the desirables, and the neutral. Astoundingly, each personality had its own age, gender, and unique characteristics. So here are the undesirables, the personalities responsible for the criminal acts that led to Milligan's arrest. Arthur, a sophisticated and educated Englishman. Regan Vadaskovanic, a Yugoslavian criminal and the primary personality behind the violent crimes. Alan, a manipulative and deceitful personality. Tommy, a petty criminal and talented escape artist. The desirables are personalities who were non-criminal and often had skills or characteristics that were helpful to Milligan. Billy, the core personality, a passive and frightened young man. David, a shy 8-year-old boy. Christine, a 3-year-old girl with dyslexia who could communicate with other personalities. Christopher, Christine's brother who could read and write properly. Adelana, a lesbian woman who liked to cook, clean, and paint. Danny, a frightened boy who was often victimized by the other personalities. Philip, a New Yorker with a strong Brooklyn accent. Kevin, the obsessive planner and organizer. Walter, an Australian man who worked as a carpenter. April, a young girl who loved animals and wanted to be a veterinarian. The neutral personalities. These personalities didn't fit into either the desirable or the undesirable groups. Samuel, a Jewish person who wanted to escape the Nazis. Mark, a personality who enjoyed painting. Steve, a personality who took part in criminal activities when coerced. Lee, a personality who enjoyed playing the drums. Jason, a personality who was deeply religious. Bobby, a personality who enjoyed playing the guitar. Sean, a personality who was primarily interested in auto mechanics. Martin, a teacher and philosopher. Timothy, a personality who was only interested in playing the piano. The defense team managed to prove that Milligan exhibited dissociative symptoms throughout his life. Eyewitness accounts from a police officer and victims added credibility to the claims of his shifting personalities. In 1978, Milligan was found not guilty by reason of insanity and committed to a mental institution. His case became the first in U.S. legal history where a person was acquitted of a major crime due to DID. Milligan's story was later documented in the 1981 biography, The Minds of Billy Milligan by Daniel Keyes. Milligan underwent treatment for several years and was eventually deemed to have integrated all of his personalities into one cohesive identity. He was released from the mental institution in 1988, but continued to struggle with mental health issues throughout his life. Joni Johnston, a forensic psychologist and private investigator, has extensively researched the Milligan case. She shared some fascinating insights about Milligan's controversial diagnosis, the trial, and whether a similar defense would hold up in today's courtroom. Johnston didn't believe Milligan's case set any legal precedents, and she questioned whether a similar defense would succeed in today's courtroom. An insanity plea requires a direct link between a person's symptoms and their crime, which could be challenging to establish. There have been other notable cases where DID was used as a defense, such as the case of Tom Bonney and Kenneth Bianchi, the Hillside Strangler. However, these attempts were met with skepticism and ultimately failed in court. You see, in order to hold someone with DID accountable for murder or other serious crimes, there must be a direct connection between their symptoms and their criminal behavior. Otherwise, the insanity plea becomes a difficult argument to make. In 1996, Milligan died from cancer at the age of 59. His story has since been the subject of several books and documentaries, including the Netflix docuseries we mentioned. As we conclude this astonishing journey into the world of Billy Milligan and his 24 personalities, we're left to ponder the complexity of the human mind and the fine line between insanity and criminal responsibility. This groundbreaking case has not only challenged our understanding of mental disorders, but also sparked a conversation about compassion, accountability, and the pursuit of justice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more true crime stories. See you in the next episode.